Life in Europe is not always what people think it is. If people that are living in Europe will tell you the truth, what they are passing through in Europe, those who are preparing to come new, I believe we learn a lot from the experience. In as much that Africa is not good in terms of economy, in terms of employment, healthcare, security, and the other things. But in Europe here, there is a lot of things to pass through when you come in as a new person. First and foremost, when you are preparing to come in, have it in your mind there's a lot of hurdles to pass. For it is not the stories you hear about Europe, it's the actual stories. Life in abroad have two sizes. There are good side and there are bad side of it. Those who have been here many years ago, the stories they paint concerning Europe may not be the true story of Europe just because they feel that they are in a better place, in a better land. When they come home, their skin may be different from your own because of the weather they are living in. They may change their money and it will be big in their local currency because of the currency differences. But the reality of life in Europe is not what they pictured it or they painted it, it's what it is. There are many sizes of life in Europe. Many succeed, many are still not succeed. For example, when you enter Europe first, the first people that you meet in Europe determine your future and progress in Europe here. Remember, living or coming to Europe, you don't have any possibility of you coming and start working without you getting work permit or resident permit. So the people you meet first, if you meet somebody who have get experience of what it takes and how you will run things to get your resident permit, to be able to start working. Even if you get something that will be working in what they call black jobs, it is not work you are doing. Anything can happen. Police can control you, and when they find out that you do not have permit to work, you may be a kind of problem. Or maybe someone decided to rent you his document for you to be working. It is not also a welcome development because you are building that document for that person who gave you to use it to find your life until you can able to systemize. Some people, it takes years for them to systemize in terms of documentation, in terms of residence, in terms of work, in terms of settling down. 2, 3, 4, 5 years for documentation if nobody invited you officially, because there are some people that their loved one who already be in Europe or in America or the Western world invite them, they come as a family reunion. You are joining your family. It may be so easy for you, but you come on a visa, tourist visa, visit visa, and you decided to stay to begin to find your level. Maybe you begin to look for woman to marry or man to marry to be able to systemize. It is not also easy because it will take you years for you to get it done, depending on the country where you are living, based on their immigration law. But we are not telling you people not to come because of those hardship or because of those hurdles you will pass through before you finally systemize yourself. One is, you know that already that there are things you need to do. There are hurdles to pass before you can systemize. So you should not be expecting that the moment you come in that you will be like people who has been here 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. For those of you living in Africa, think when somebody is here 10 years, 15 years, that the person don't know what he's doing. Yeah, he know what he's doing. And many of them are laboring themselves, putting themselves in hunger to make sure that they satisfy the urgent need of people who are living in Africa by thereby starving themselves. Many of them did not have apartments. Many of them are living like rats, living in somebody's parlor, in sleeping in one side of the coach, or anyhow, just to survive. Some does not even have home. Some are in refugee camps, trying to build up themselves, rejecting asylum, this and that, trying to systemize. Every day you go to the airport, you see thousands of people coming in with different type of trades. Some are coming through rivers and the other thing. Yeah, it's very good when you come. But when you come, please, the first set of people that welcome you determine your future. When you miss it at that first time, they will make life miserable for you. That is why I'm also appealing to those who have already been in. When your brother finally managed to come in, meet you, put him or her through. The suffering in Africa is much. It's much. No matter the kind of amount of money that you send home to them, they still need more. And when you tell them the disadvantage of living abroad, they will not agree with you. Tell them to come. When they come, they will see with their eyes. Some will succeed still. Some will understand that thing which you have been telling them. By that time, had I known, will be their struggle. But I have found out that you trying to discourage them to make them not to come. Some people don't understand it. Whenever this video is being made, such video is being made on the social media, they will come out and attack you, telling you that why you don't want to come back home. It is better you allow them to come in so that they will see by themselves. They will understand what you are saying. It is not the way you live in Africa. You can open up business anyhow without permit or anything in your home country. Is how you work in another man's land. And they mind you that immigration laws are changing every year in Europe. They are no longer interested in accepting or accommodating you as a refugee, as an asylum. Then themselves here are tired because unemployment is also increasing in Western land. Things are getting harder every day. That is why we that already be in Europe here should be telling those in Africa the truth. We should not be raising our ego, telling them, making them to know that things is okay. It is not okay, because that salary you are receiving, except there's any other thing that you are doing to make money. If that salary you are receiving, it is not enough, especially if you have families already here. If you don't have family here, it's another thing. But you that does not have family, it is more difficult for you, because for you to systemize and stand here will be a problem for you. Even you go back to Africa and get a wife and bring that woman here, you have to start all over again. So it is not always easy. We need to be telling them the truth. Don't hide the kind of work we are doing, because many of them, when they leave the good work they are doing in Africa, come here and begin to find themselves doing odd job. They begin to say, I'm a graduate, I cannot do this thing. Yes, what you cannot do as a work in your country, you can do it here. You must humble yourself here. When you come to Europe, Europe will humble you. Western world will humble you. You begin to do those things you cannot do in your country as a graduate. You find yourself doing it. Yes, you may think that you do it, you receive more pay, more than what they pay you in your country. Yes, this is true. But always remember that there are hurdles to pass, to cross, before you will get there, say, I have systemized. And there's no social life in many parts of countries in Europe. You begin to find yourself that to tie yourself down. Wake up in the morning, go to work, you come back home. Maybe those that are living in Scandinavian countries where they're like winter, there's no sunlight. You may have like 3 hours of sunlight in the day. Before you know it, everywhere have dark, snow, cold, and stuff like that. So let us be wise. When you receive your sister, your brother here, please show that person the way, how it will go, because you have gathered experience. And again, it is not how many years you have lived in a land or in a country make you to know the policies or the rules, regulation, and how the system work. All you need to do is for you, the one you have passed, have experience on it, learn from it, tell your brother or your sister the real fact, the real truth about life, work, and the systemized in Europe or in a Western land. where you are living, so that a lot of them will not be saying, had I known. This is a very serious case because a lot of people wanted to leave Africa to come to Europe. What is your opinion? Thank you very much. God bless.